My friends, this is a quick follow-up video to yesterday's video, my first impressions of the Latitude Equator, which this is the entire guitar you can see here. I'm getting a little better view of it so I can show you a little more detail what it looks like. I'm using a Sony A6600 to shoot this, trying to keep it in focus. So that is the headstock. My demo yesterday, which was just straight out of the box during my lunch break, and the only negative thing I found about it was the trim was not staying in tune. It was just kind of all out of whack. And I have pretty much fixed that. It didn't take but just a second or two. I just noticed that the bridge was sitting a little high, which meant that the string tension was low. It needed to be, actually, the bridge needed to be pulled backwards some. What I did, I can actually show you. I don't have the plate off, but when I pulled the plate off, I just tightened the two screws that were in here. It just looked like everything was slightly out of balance in there. You see they have 3 springs going here. And, you know, it just needed to be tightened up. And the strange thing is, once I tightened it up, it stays in tune like 75% better. I mean, every Strat's going to go out a little bit. That's not the most stable tuning type bridge, and that's what almost every Strat has. I have to say it's a pretty awesome bridge. The trim bar goes in here, and there's a little screw to tighten that down. It's a little screw hole right there. I don't know if you can make that out. Maybe you can. Again, trying to focus it. It's right down here on the back. And that is what I used to tighten up the trim bar. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you a little bit better detailed view. It's a very pretty guitar. Again, $299. Here's a good look at the fretwork, just how nice it is. Stainless steel. At least I think they're stainless steel. I believe they are. And it's you know, it was set up really good. The intonation right out of the box was perfect. I didn't have any problems with the intonation at all. The one thing I'm going to do to increase tuning stability, I'm going to spray this nut with some, I can try to remember what the stuff's called. I've got it's really great. I've used it in other videos. I can't remember the name of the stuff. It's great though. And I'm getting rid of these. I always get rid of these metal trees. And I go to a graphite Tusk makes, or I'm trying to think it's called Tusk. It has I'm getting 2 string trees. I don't think I need string trees at all for these 2 strings. Yeah, I probably don't. You know, I even question the fact, do I need them so much? That's pulled down a lot. Look at that. I could probably raise that up some and it would help, but I prefer graphite. You can see this one looks like it's just a little off, doesn't it? Looks like it's pulling it back this direction a little bit. I just noticed that. So I'm going to improve these string trees. There's some at Amazon that you can get for about $12 for a pair, and it's I'll show you, they're on my other Strat over here. So that there is the preferred string tree that I like to use. I'm having focus problems. I'm in auto on but that right there is a graphite one, and so I usually use those for the string tree. So I'm gonna put definitely that one in, and those really help the things to stay in tune. Now, I will say there's one very minor criticism that I have, and it's almost not a criticism at all, really. These tuners, the locking tuners, are so close together they almost touch. If you have one that's positioned horizontally like this, and you got another one and you're passing by it, I mean, man, they have like 1.5 millimeters. They almost touch when you're tuning. Which is not really a major problem. It's just it's different from other guitars. That's the only thing. It's like it's just different, but it doesn't really cause a problem. That nut is cut really well. I like that a lot. Whoever did the nut did a great job. And the fretwork and the neck is great. Again, I'm still not taking the plastic off the pickups, but I'm really enjoying this guitar so far. It's going to be a good playing guitar, and I mean, you don't have any carves or anything back here, but that doesn't bother me at all. I want you to see really how nice that neck is. The grain in that. Roasted maple. And there are those tuners, a better look at them. Really good, pretty good locking tuners, I gotta say. They're staying in tune pretty darn well. I'm having really seriously some focus issues with my Sony. I don't know what I've done to it to mess it up. I'm seeing the brackets come up, but it's not. But that's pretty. You got your strap lock or strap nut or strap buttons here with your little piece of felt and all. Pretty darn well done. These pickups sound great. Like I say, Alnico 5, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I really think this bridge is a very good quality bridge. It says that it's copper coated with chrome. Why would you? I don't know. I don't know if it's copper, but that's what it said in the thing, that it's a copper bridge with chrome over the top of it. So really nice. Nice little pearl type inlays. It's solid. It's a solid guitar. Yeah, I'm giving it 5 stars, especially for what it cost. And like I said, I'm playing a gig with it this weekend. We have one set where I don't have alternate tunings and stuff, and I usually use a Variax when I have a bunch of alternate tunings, so I can just click a button on my Helix and it changes my guitar tune and my guitar models and stuff. But I'm going to play this one. I think probably the whole first set we don't have any alternate tunings, so I'm going to play a whole set with this and see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not going to demo I'm not going to demo the trem until I get these string nuts in here, or this new string tree in. I'm going to restring it, put 8s on it, make sure everything's still balanced well. Still might have to tighten the springs just a little bit once I get the lighter strings on here. Well, what it was though is the bridge was pulled up a little bit and it just wasn't balancing well when you got on the trem. But now the trem works pretty darn great. I mean, comparable to my Mexican Strats and stuff anyway, which are 2 times more expensive at least than this one. I think the Strat that I showed yesterday in my video, it's a Mexican Strat that nowadays goes for about $7.99. I got it about $4.99, $4.89, something like that back in the late 90s, 98 or something like that. But this is pretty. Latitude. So I've got a Cardinal, which is the headless. I've got the Lark, which is the Telecaster. Now I gifted that one to my buddy the Guitar Rabbi, who did not have a Telecaster, and I asked him, I had like 7 Telecasters. I said, which one do you like the best? And he liked the Lark better than all my other Telecasters. I said, well, I'll let you have that because they're so inexpensive. I go buy me another one. So I've had the Lark, which I like it a lot. That's a really good traditional Tele type guitar with a lot of modern features. And this one is a nice little Strat. Someone had asked me how it compared to a classic vibe. I'd say this is a step above the lower level. I don't know, classic vibe, probably about the same. It's just the classic vibes don't have stainless steel frets or roasted maple necks, so that's a kind of and I tend to like these pickups a lot, folks. It's a nice bridge too. There are a lot of things I got like 4 or 5 classic vibes. I've got Telecasters and a Strat. So yeah, I love the classic vibes too. But the classic vibe doesn't have. Did I say it doesn't have locking tuners? So stainless steel frets, roasted maple neck, locking tuners. Pickups that are the equivalent of or maybe better, and really nice construction. Like I said, I had seen one review, so the guy said that it didn't look like it was finished well. You can see that it's been buffed, maybe not the best in the world, but darn folks, who's going to be looking so close at that for a performance guitar? This is one you can go out and gig with. I'm certain of it. I'm going to prove that this weekend. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. That's my 2 cents, my second 2 cents on the Latitude Equator Stratocaster. Thanks.